The Addams family has been evicted. To save their home from Tully Alford, the family attorney, who is after the family fortune, Morticia, Lurch, Granny, Pugsley, and Wednesday have gone to the house to reason with him. How's Lurch going? Never. But when Gomez arrives, his family is missing. As Gomez, you must save your loved ones, your home, and your loads of wealth. Freeing your family will take money, bags and bags of it. But fortunately, you'll find stashes of cash hidden all over the house. You'll have to watch out for scary obstacles like falling spikes, frightening monsters, and ghosts. You'll need to look for clues and solve many mysterious puzzles as you search for your family. You may even need something to help you, but you'll have to find it first. Get a move on, because you're going to make a call on the Addams family. Oh, Ocean. Oh, Ocean. You seem so desperate for money. This came to us in 1992 with a whopping 5.5 out of 13 reader reviews and a whopping 5.8 out of a 102 ratings average. Boy, this was based on the movie, obviously, because it's Ocean. You know, I would think that eventually enough companies would realize the kind of games Ocean were making out of their movies and stop letting them do it. I don't know why. Ocean made really good games for the European market. Why they sucked so bad here, maybe we had better games. Maybe Ocean was anti-American. I don't know. Anyway, it's a platform game based on the 1991 movie, which I loved, of the same name, released by Ocean Software in 1992. It was released for the Mega Drive, Genesis, Super NES, Amiga, Atari ST, and the NES. Ocean released several other versions for other platforms featuring different levels and gameplay. One version, released for the Master System, the Master System, the NES, and the Game Gear, was later ported by Acclaim Entertainment. A third title was developed for the Game Boy, and a fourth was produced for the Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64, and ZX Spectrum. In all versions, we control Gomez as he attempts to rescue other members of the Addams family. The Addams family's lawyer, Tully Alford, has taken control of their Gothic mansion and imprisoned Morticia, Pugsley, Wednesday, Granny, and Uncle Fester. Notice there's no mention of Lurch in that one, and there's no mention of Fester in the other one. We take control of Gomez Addams as he explores the various rooms in the mansion, locating items and battling monsters until he has located all the lost family members. The game follows Gomez, obviously, we've talked about that. The family members have been stowed away in various locations in the mansion and are always protected by a boss of some sort. The manservant Lurch and the severed hand Thing are the only characters not to be kidnapped. Thing will provide hints on gameplay whenever Gomez finds one of his red boxes marked with an A for Addams, because Thing speaks sign language, I guess. Gomez starts outside the front door of the mansion. Inside the house, Gomez can move from level to level in basically any order. The player will soon discover that the mansion is full of secrets, hidden passageways, and side levels and bosses for the purpose of increasing Gomez's health. Gomez dispatches enemies by simply jumping on their heads, similar to Super Mario. He can also find objects to throw at them, such as golf balls. The game did not have a save system, but instead a password system. Through progression of the game, the player would receive passwords enabling him or her to start where they left off. Reviews are mixed for the game, with the Amiga and the SNES version reaching scores up to 95%, though versions for the NES and Game Boy received significantly lower scores. It has been commented that the movie license saves the game from being a boring Mario clone. Mega advised users to watch a tree grow or something instead. Ocean released a very similar version for the NES, Game Gear, and Master System, the latter two developed by Arc Developments rather than Ocean Soft. It featured Gomez looking for his family in the mansion, as well as the many same-themed locations. It was ported in 1993 with different graphics, different layout, and less linear gameplay. For example, if the player had freed Granny, she would fix her fog machine to provide one of the items necessary to free Pugsley. Two more versions of the game were developed, one for the Game Boy and another version for the Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64, and ZX Spectrum. The Ocean games were preceded by a TurboGrafx CD game developed by ICOM Simulations and published by NEC. Remember them? ICOM and NEC? Worked on a lot of NES games. Though in this version, the protagonist is the Addams' lawyer, Tully Alfred, despite being an antagonist in the movie. The game also follows the plot of the movie, but plays from the perspective of Tully Alfred. The player controls Alfred through several side-scrolling stages on a quest to locate and steal the Addams' vast wealth. Alfred's main weapon is his umbrella, which can shoot fireballs, or he can transform into a wolfman. Remember that from the movie? I don't. In 1993, Ocean released Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt, based on the Addams Family animated series of the early 90s. The mechanics of the game are largely the same. The NES and Game Boy versions of the Scavenger Hunt are actually ports of the movie Addams Family game, with the lead character replaced by Pugsley and the collectible dollar signs replaced with candy. Some of the levels from the Addams Family, such as the freezer and the crypt, are not included. The Game Boy version also omits the stove level and much of the level leading into the final boss. It's an ocean game. It's a movie-based game. It's a not very good game.